All right, so get ready, because today we're diving deep into some really fascinating lore, and I know you're going to love this one. We're talking about Alana, goddess of travel, time, and prophecy. You wouldn't think those three things necessarily go together, but that's what makes this deep dive so interesting, right?
Yeah, definitely. And what's interesting right off the bat is that with Alana, we're talking about a deity, not just like a goddess.
Okay, so what's the difference? Is it just like a ranking thing in the Pantheon, or is it something more?
It's a bit of both, actually. The term deity speaks to a more fundamental force in the cosmos. It's a small distinction, but in Alana's case, it matters. The difference is in the level of direct influence they have on the world.
So less about receiving offerings and more about, say, actively shaping destinies.
Exactly. And that's where Alana really stands out. She's known for taking a direct role, even intervening in the mortal world, which is kind of unusual.
Yeah, most deities seem content to observe from their realms, setting down the occasional prophecy or whatever, but Alana's out there actually engaging directly.
Precisely. And that suggests something really unique about her. Like, what's her motivation? What makes her so invested in us?
Especially since it's coupled with this unusual kindness we see in the stories about her, like a genuine desire to guide mortals.
Yeah.
This isn't a deity who demands worship from afar. Alana's interest feels much more personal.
That's a fascinating way to put it, and it all circles back to one of her most intriguing titles, the Fate Weaver.
Okay, hold on. We got to unpack that one because that's a whole other deep dive right there. The Fate Weaver. Okay, now that's a title that sparks some serious curiosity.
Yeah.
I mean, are we talking about a cosmic tapestry where our lives are threads meticulously woven together? Or is it more like Alana's got this giant cosmic loom and she's just going wild with it?
It's a potent image, isn't it? And it gets to the heart of why people are drawn to Alana, both in her world and, well, in ours.
Right. It's not every day you meet a deity who oversees both travel and time.
It's a fascinating juxtaposition, and it challenges us to think about those domains in a new light.
It's not just knowing whether you'll win the lottery or find true love, right?
Right. It's about the potential she sees in each of us, the paths we might take, and maybe, just maybe, a gentle nudge in the right direction.
So less fortune cookie and more like divine guidance candle.
Exactly.
Well, so with that in mind, who are the people who are drawn to Alana?
Well, there are the obvious ones, of course. The scouts, the guides, the explorers, those who literally walk the path less traveled.
But their goal isn't just about the journey, is it? There's got to be something more they're seeking.
Knowledge. They're driven by the thrill of discovery, the pursuit of understanding the unknown. Whether they're mapping uncharted territories, documenting ancient ruins, or deciphering lost languages, these individuals embody Alana's spirit of seeking.
Which makes me think about the other folks drawn to Alana, the sages and prophets. They're not traditionally out there blazing trails through jungles, but they are seekers in their own right.
Absolutely. They're navigating the currents of time, trying to unravel the threads of destiny, to glimpse the possible futures that Alana oversees. And this brings us to a question. What does it mean to be one of Alana's followers? What sets them apart?
Is it like a divine fan club? Do they get a newsletter with prophecy hot takes?
Perhaps not a newsletter, but our sources do mention that Alana communicates through dreams, omens, and portents. Imagine those cryptic messages, but with a divine stamp of approval.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And then there's the mention of unique maps and knowledge passed down through generations or discovered in hidden places.
Okay, now that's giving me some serious secret society vibes. We're talking about hidden libraries, coded messages, ancient rituals. Sign me up.
Don't get ahead of yourself just yet.
Okay.
But it is intriguing to consider the possibility of a network of Alana's followers sharing knowledge, guiding each other, and perhaps even working together to nudge events in certain directions.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, is it just coincidence that leads someone to Alana? Or is there something more at play? Maybe those who feel drawn to her were already woven into her tapestry from the start.
And that brings us back to that core question. Free will versus destiny. Are we choosing to follow Alana's path? Or are we simply fulfilling a destiny she has already foreseen?
It's a fascinating juxtaposition, and it challenges us to think about those domains in a new light. Is a road just a way to navigate space, or could it also be a path through time? Every route has a past, a present moment as it's traveled, and a future that unfolds because of it.
That's a very astute observation, and it brings us to another crucial aspect of her portfolio, prophecy. And again, this isn't about simple fortune-telling, but glimpsing the potential trajectories of time and fate itself.
Okay, so she's not just seeing the road ahead, she's seeing all the possible detours, the scenic routes, the potential traffic jams of destiny. But does she actually control those futures? Or is it more like she's a shepherd, guiding us towards the paths we're meant to take?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And there's no easy answer. It speaks to that eternal debate, free will versus destiny. But there's another layer here. Our sources point to some intriguing alliances and conflicts in the divine realm that might give us clues.
Oh, now this is where the divine gossip gets good. Who's on Team Alana and who's she got beef with?
Well, she seems to have strong alliances with deities of knowledge and trickery.
Makes sense. Knowledge, of course, being essential for finding the best path, the clearest vision of what might lie ahead. But trickery, that's an interesting twist.
It suggests an element of unpredictability, a willingness to embrace detours and unexpected turns, perhaps even to influence those prophecies in subtle ways.
Okay, I like where this is going. It's like Alana might give you the map, but she's also slept a few surprises in the glove compartment. A flat tire of fate, maybe?
Yeah.
Or a detour through a town where everyone looks suspiciously like your ex.
Precisely. And on the flip side, we have her conflicts with deities of power and dominion.
Ah, so it's less about personal grudges and more like a philosophical clash of the titans.
Exactly. Is it better to rule through might and control or through subtle guidance and the shaping of destinies?
It's the ultimate battle of approaches. You've got the micromanagers of the cosmos on one side, and then there's Alana, who seems to say, hey, trust the journey, even with a few unexpected detours. And honestly, I'm kind of rooting for Team Alana on this one.
As am I. There's a certain beauty in embracing the mystery, in accepting that not even the gods have all the answers. Which brings us to those incredible domains our sources describe, places where fate is woven and destinies are revealed. First up, we have the Hall of Mirrors. Even the name sends shivers down my spine.
Right. It's like something out of a dream or maybe a fever dream. Tell me everything.
It's said to be located on the prime material plane, which means it's theoretically accessible to mortals, though how one reaches this almost inaccessible mountaintop is a mystery in itself.
Talk about an epic side quest. But let's say you do find it. What awaits inside this Hall of Mirrors?
Imagine a circular chamber with 7 mirrors, each offering a glimpse into possible futures. It's like a cosmic choose-your-own-adventure, but with, significant risks.
There's always a catch, isn't there?
Ew.
What's the price of admission for a peek behind the curtain of fate?
Well, the visions are often fragmented, random. You might get a clear image of a future event, or just a fleeting, symbolic glimpse. And then there's the risk of stepping into a mirror.
Okay, hold on. It's getting a little Alice in Wonderland up in here.
Yeah.
But riskier, I'm guessing.
Yes. While entering a mirror might offer greater clarity, our sources warn of the dangers, becoming trapped in that potential future, or even dying there.
So maybe pack a travel guide and a guardian angel if you're thinking of visiting the Hall of Mirrors. But if we're talking about places of power, the observatory's got to be in a league of its own.
Absolutely. Located on the plain of Bitopia, it's described as both a vast library and an astronomical marvel, housing maps to every location imaginable, constantly updating as new paths are forged.
It's like a divine GPS, only a million times cooler. And don't forget those shelves upon shelves of prophecies detailing past, present, and future. It boggles the mind.
And yet, even with this incredible repository of knowledge, Alana isn't content with simply observing from afar. She's constantly sending avatars into the world, walking among mortals, experiencing firsthand the tapestry she's weaving.
It makes you wonder, if a deity like Alana, with all her knowledge and power, still chooses to embrace the unknown, what does that say about our own journeys? Should we be seeking to control our paths or trusting in a greater plan?
Perhaps it suggests that the destination isn't the point, but the journey itself. The twists and turns, the unexpected discoveries we make along the way. Maybe those journeys aren't as random as we think.
It's a comforting thought, isn't it? That maybe, just maybe, there's a loving hand guiding us, ensuring we find our way even when we feel lost. Well, folks, that's Alana for you, a deity who embodies the thrill of adventure, the mysteries of time, and the comforting possibility of a guiding hand in the chaos. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone, and until next time, keep exploring.